Good evening. Today's video is about K-pop and how it aligns with American culture and values. Well, somewhat. My points are going to be a little bit adjacent, just because I was supposed to make this a month ago, and I'm kind of late on it. Um, so it's a rough video, but I'm just trying to keep consistent with the content that I'm promising. And we're just going to start it with the genre itself. So K-pop itself is derivative of American pop and R&B. That's obvious in a lot of most of its music. YG especially because it's based off of hip hop, which is a genre that originated in America, and a lot of their influences and even a lot of their producers are from the States, including SM producers. A good example would be like the producers who did FX's Four Walls. And FX's Four Walls, uh, a lot of Red Velvet's music, and SM Pays' Black Artists Will Turn Up, and Daya had Woo Woo, which had a bit of a controversy for plagiarizing Tinashe's Super Love, and people will deny this, but you can look it up. Tinashe sold the song to Daya's company. Like that was approved. They didn't just plagiarize Tinashe. That's why the song is basically a copy paste, but with some tonal changes and some like different vibes. And honestly, I do prefer their version. I like Tinashe's version, of course, but just for the particular vibe that they went for, I just like that vibe a little bit better. Besides, I don't think Tinashe's sultry vibe would have suited the girls. Um, but yeah, and it's a combination of basically like the American music scene and the J-pop packaging and fan culture and idol culture because it's why idol culture originated, from what I know. And and then they added their own culture and like politics and blah 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 to just sort of mold it into what it is today. So it's inherently connected to American music, whether we like it or not, and whether or not BTS is famous or not. They're definitely the bridge for that. For and they were the bridge for the international fame for K-pop. Well, them and Blackpink. Um, but that's just gonna lead me into a tangent. So also, 20% of Gen 1 was just copy and pasted from like American music. Like Gen 1 has a lot of unique music that we do not pay attention to because of the plagiarism scandals that happened in Gen 1 that just get all of the attention. And even people who have been in K-pop for a while, especially me, I haven't been inclined to look into Gen 1 and I wouldn't even know where to start. Um, because any songs from Gen 1 is like Adult Ceremony, SES, and then like all of the plagiarisms. Like nobody really brings up the unique and creative music videos from Gen 1. So then when I like watch compilation videos that review the generations, I'm seeing all these cool music videos and I want to get into them, but like I just kind of like forget by the time I'm done watching the video. But it's just really interesting to see that most of the focus isn't really on I guess culturally Gen 1 just sort of provided like three very specific things that is honored throughout all generations, like the adult ceremony, which is controversial, but when you're making history, when aren't you? And education. So see, here the thing about education in Korea and America, it's very different. It's handled differently. It's handled more, I guess you would say it's handled more effectively in Korea than it is here. We both have the same focus on education, but it's completely different. However, due to that, American media typically depicts school as sort of a not a war zone, but just sort of a like a battleground. And it's more so of a place of events and then you leave. While it's different in Korea due to their like school system and how long you spend there. So it's a really in like how much like that matters for like how things work like society wise. Apparently, it's very stressful. So they spend a lot of time in school. So K-pop groups do a lot of school concepts, and it because it's relatable to everyone. And I think it's like also a cultural thing because like they take like it's like it's like the most appropriate thing. I think. I think that's what it seems like. You know what I'm saying? Like if your family values education in your household and K-pop idols seem to be like just like singers that just go off and just are out there and in these quirky concepts, and let's like maybe like maybe a conservative household may maybe find it like a little bit disapproving. You have the K-pop groups with the Christian horse girl music and school concepts, and it's like, oh, that's okay. um but still though, the emphasis on that makes it more appealing to the conservative American audiences, which which tend to infantilize. I mean, it's like, how can I say this? They tend to infantilize Asian media and K-pop idols themselves, so they're going to expect a more wholesome image from these idols. So these school concepts are actually a good, not necessarily a good marketing ploy, but it's a good way to stay in a safe space with when it comes to receiving criticism, just based on it's like, how can I say this? This is gonna sound really bad, but it's just like you being a little bit racist actually makes it more accepting for us to do our thing. Does that make sense? Like like because because of the preconceived notions of this group, the what is expected, the role that they're expected to fill, just so happens to go along with the concept, and it puts them in a nice safe space to where they can predict the response that people in the market might have to certain things, and it'll probably be like easier to maneuver and stuff like that and market to, because like why change your mind if I can just work with where you're at, and then like why change your mind, why try to change your mind about the image if I could just manipulate and market the assumptions that you have. That's not coming out right, but like whatever. This is 7 minutes already. This video is not going how I thought it was going to go. Okay. Hmm. It's not even okay. Whatever. Okay. You know what? 8 minutes. I'm